DJ Stavo, Steven Simons, and a house DJ. So Steven Stavo, that's it. I reckon around about 2010. That was my turning point. I used to be a promoter back in the day, but then I used to do DJing as a hobby. And then just took it from there, and then I just fell in love with house. I used to do like what we called like an urban grooves kind of music back in the day, but I just thought it made sense, me being a DJ, to go into house. And being in Africa and me being an African, it made sense to be in Afro House. Being the maintaining has just been recently. It's been kind of hard trying to get the mixture going throughout the whole years. Like I said, I've been in the industry 18 years, but more 8 years or more being dedicated and professional about it. Maintaining, my consistency has just been trying to do out, really good visuals and good work in my productions. I don't rush into my productions. I usually spend about between 3 to 4 months on one track, so I try not to rush. To be honest, I don't see any edge or anything. I'm just being me. I'm just being Stavo, and that's all I'm concentrating on is my brand at the moment. Where I'm from or where I've been born or whatever it is, I don't look at all that as being an edge or anything like that. I'm just out here to do good music and spread love, with the good music, I like being united. That's how I just find that, I try and collaborate with challenges, when I did the Tuku track, it was taking Tuku from his elements and putting them in my elements. The same thing as I did with Joe Praiser, I took him from his elements and put on my elements. Same with Rocky. So with the Zimbabwean artists, I like to challenge myself. I really enjoy working with South African artists as well, because I learn a lot, especially in the house industry. And my real, where I really started to know more about house was when I collaborated with Shota and the late Mendoza. I mean, that really inspired me to go out and challenge myself, and that's when I started doing these other crazy collaborations. The funny thing is that I don't think I have achieved anything that I personally want. That's just me. I have my personal goals that I want to reach. Looking back and saying what was that thing that I could say, okay, I could mention it popping up, it would be mostly three things. Would be winning the music video award of the year, working with Oliver Mtukudzi, and then obviously working with Mendoza. Those were three of the highlights so far of my career, but obviously I want to make it much more broader than that. I've worked with Rocky on many occasions. We've actually been in the studio a few times, and all those people that know Rocky know he's kind of a hyped up person. And my challenge that I had to him was I wanted him to tell a story about himself, and really show his vocals on a different level. So I wanted on a more mellow kind of house track with him featuring on it. And we went in the studio, and I told him we actually co-wrote the song together, and I said to him, we're both doing a journey at the moment, and life has always been about a journey. And I said, you being the singer, I want you to do your journey, and explain about your side of things. And he's just going through a little bit of stuff at the moment, and I said to him, it's good to express yourself, So we got in the studio, we vibed and everything, and I got him down with the lyrics and everything, and he was like, I'm not really feeling the song at the moment. And I said, no, it's a different genre for you, and trust me, I know what I'm looking for in a collaboration. So I said, just let me work on it. And like I said, it took me about 2 months. I finished up with the vocals, with the separates and everything, and then sent it to him, and he just couldn't believe how it turned out, and he was like, okay, now I understand where you're coming from. And then when we shot the video, he was like, I totally understand your concepts and everything, and he's now wanting to mature as an artist. But that's one thing about collaborations, we learn from each other. That's what I enjoy. I'm pushing back home for house music. It's not very popular back in Harare, and I've been fighting for the past 2 years for it. And I mean, it's really picked up in the last 6 months, 8 months. And Tekafamba is always a hit for me, and it just proved to me that anything's possible. And I mean, just hearing other top DJs playing it was like, wow, okay, I didn't realize it was that big. You know, I've always been told that, and I mean, even now, I mean, the response still, no matter how many years ago it was done, it's still a big hit. A lot of people have been asking me for an album, but I don't think I'm ready yet. I don't think I'm ready. I think I'm still going to be sticking to the singles for now. Just the one message is just basically, you know, just never give up on your dreams. I mean, I've been pushing in this industry for many years, and, you know, after 18 years, I'm actually seeing there is a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. So, you know, dreams do come true. Be persistent and just never give up. If you truly want to go for it, go for it. Tricky question. There's so much. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that one. I don't know how, you know, my music actually speaks for it, you know, as well as my side of things, you know. I don't know if how you say proves. I mean, a lot of people say that I'm African through my accent, you know. So I don't know how else. I don't see all that. I just, you know, push myself. That's how I see it. If it makes sense. I can't explain that because, you know, me being born in Africa makes me an African. So that's how I see myself.